G'day, jabronis of the UBC. It is your boy the Verd here again with another interview because interviews are good. You need to learn about these people that compete in the league. This man has been touted as A Drive 2.0. He has made it to back-to-back grand finals and both times has unfortunately been the runner-up. He is a humble commissioner of the UBC. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Adam the Bee's Knees.
Hello. Hello, Bird. How's it going?
Very professional. I am good. Now, why don't you introduce your team to the good people?
All right. So as always, I will be coaching the Kansas City Kakunas, hoping to have finally a victory in a league.
Doubtful, but we'll see what happens. Anyway,
Yeah, true.
let's talk about your channel a little bit. So, what can people expect when they go to your channel?
A lot of league content, UBC, PMC, as well as Showdown lives and stuff. That's pretty much my channel, Pokemon related to content.
All right, solid, solid. So, in the debate between Wi-Fi battling and Showdown, I'm actually more of a fan of the Wi-Fi battling. But how do you feel about it?
I mean, I prefer Showdown 100%, though I can see the merit in Wi-Fi. It looks nice, Showdown's a lot more helpful. It gives you the moves they use, the items they have. But that's kind of what I like about Showdown too. It's a lot more simplistic. It's a lot more easier to get with your opponent in battle. And it's a lot more faster paced and less time consuming, just in general, and easier to record. So.
Alrighty, no worries. Now, obviously, you talked about how you are in the UBC Season 3 and the PMC D League. Do you have any other past experience in this draft-based format?
I mean, we were in a couple janky leagues, the Orange League as well, but I think PMC and UBC are the tops.
Yeah, nah, definitely. I have to agree with that one. I think, definitely from past experience, guys, he has got a very good pedigree, always seems to make playoffs and whatnot. So, anyway, let's look at um, let's look at your greatest league strength. What do you think is the best thing that you bring to the table in this format?
I think I'm a good battler. I mean, I think that's probably my greatest skill. I think I can make pretty good plays. Some might think they're a little too risky and stuff, but I think they are the most rewarding. I think bold plays,
All
for
right,
sure.
and the flip side of that, what do you feel is your biggest weakness? What do you feel you struggle with the most in this format?
It seems every time I make a 50-50, I always lose. Like in the finals, the first turn I thought he would Willow or maybe Volt predicting the switch, but he just straight up Hydro Pumped. I lost that one. I lost it when he stayed in with Clef. It it's like if I don't make a really good play, I will usually end up in the back seat of the game. I
Hmm.
think if I don't get out there and play a little risky, less safe, that's when I probably get my big wins. But on the flip side, if I just lay back, risk some 50-50s, that's my biggest downfall there. And you can argue team building and stuff, but I think I've gotten a little bit better as of last season in the UBC. So I think my biggest weakness is I'm just not the best when it comes to getting 50-50s right. A little bit of bad luck in that aspect.
Yeah, that happens. That's understandable. So, heading into this season, obviously, last two seasons you've had very, very solid drafts. So does that mean you have a plan heading into this draft? Do you have a certain squad that you see yourself picking up?
I do have a certain squad. I mean, if it works out, it's gonna be really good. But if snipe happens, I don't know. I mean, I usually get sniped in these things anyway, so that's why people say don't have a draft plan. You
I
know?
mean, they say don't have a draft plan, but they also say have solid backup choices in case something that you wanted is taken, so you have an easy way to replace it. But anyway, looking more at these Pokemon that you could be drafting, what do you feel is the most undervalued Pokemon in a draft-based format?
I want to say Reuniclus, but we kind of made it a little more valuable. So I think the most undervalued Pokemon in a format is Crobat because Crobat is one of the fastest Pokemon around. It's a great U-turner, I've said this before, but it adds a defogger to your team. It adds a ground immunity to your team. Crobat also gets Whirlwind, which is really good to stop setup. It gets Super Fang to stop bulky walls. It has a pretty decent move pool. Brave Bird, it's got Cross Poison as well. U-Turn Pivot is always really nice for a faster Mon. You can run it bulky, you can run it offensive, and you can run it nasty plot and set up a little bit because it gets Heat Wave, Giga Drain, Air Slash, Sludge Bomb. I think it usually gets drafted, but sometimes it gets left alone. People usually get Golbat. It's a little cheaper. I don't think Golbat's that great. I think Golbat is overrated. It's a little more bulkier than Crobat, but it's a lot slower and less impactful, in my opinion, on like when you look at someone's team. I just think Crobat's all around a good Pokemon, and it's a really good fast taunt user as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely have to agree with you. I think it is a very, very solid pick. On the same vein, though, we're looking more undervalued. What do you feel about the Mega division? What do you feel is an underrated Mega that a lot of people don't really consider that you feel could be a really solid choice in this format?
I think Mega Gyarados is a really good one. No one really drafts Mega Gyarados. I mean, I'm talking to you who drafted Mega Gyarados, but it usually remains undrafted, for example, the GBA and stuff. Mega Gyarados is incredibly good in a draft format. It's got the bulk of an Umbreon, a little more bulky because it's got such a more decent HP stat. It's got a really great attack stat. Its speed might be a little slow, but it does get access to Dragon Dance. And in 6th Gen, it gets Crunch, which is really nice to aid to its dark typing. Waterfall, Crunch are great moves, but it's so bulky you can run a Rest Talk variant. I know you've done this. You can run a Stall variant with Toxic. And the ability Mold Breaker is such a great ability because Mold Break allows you to go through Mega Sableye, for example. It also allows you to hit Seismitoad or other water absorb Pokemon. It allows you to Earthquake a Rotom Wash. I think it's a fantastic ability paired with a really good Statmon with really good setup options and a decent move pool.
Definitely, I agree. We both know the power of drafting a Mega Gyarados in the format, so I can definitely get on board with that. Now let's look at the flip side of this thing. What do you feel is not only the most overrated Pokemon in the format, but then also looking at the most overrated Mega in the format?
That's a tough one. The most overrated, I guess if we go off regular Pokemon, I think Mew is very overrated. Mew's a great Mon, but it's not a fantastic Mon. Like, if you want a strong Psychic type, you go with the Lotties. If you want a great Defogger, you can also go with the Lotties. Mew can be a decent Will-O-Wisper, but if you, and a good setup Mon, but it's not a great setup Mon. Like, there's so many Pokemon that can do it better. Mew, of course, does have bulk of 100, but there's, again, so many Pokemon with a better bulk, and its speed is a little subpar in a draft league format. If you're going to have a setup sweeper, it usually should be relatively fast of a Pokemon. I mean, Mew does get great coverage moves, but I think if you, like, a very good Pokemon like Mesprit or Yuxi can be great replacements for Mew because they have a very great move pool and they can do a lot of roles Mew can as well. I think a lot of people do draft Mew because it's that tool that can do everything. You think it is the best Pokemon in format, when it's a good Pokemon in format, but it's definitely not nowhere near the best. Sometimes it even goes undrafted because Mew can fit so many roles, but that can put it in 4 move slot syndrome, where which role do you want to do? Because a lot of people tend to fall back on the Defog support Mew role because that's the only Defogger they have. So Mew's, I don't know, it's a little bit like you want to do so many things. People tend to only do a little things, and you can't do the best things that people think it can do.
Fair enough. Alright, and like I said, what do you feel is the most overrated Mega in this format?
The most overrated Mega. Now, I would say Mega Charizard X, which is kind of true, but as of what I've learned, I don't like Mega Scizor as much as I thought I did. I drafted Mega Scizor, and it's a good Pokemon. It gets bullet punch. It has a good attack stat. It's got decent defenses. It does have a 4 times weakness, which you can prepare for. But the big thing is when you have a mega that's regular form is like a lot better in a draft format than its mega form, you have a problem. Argument can be implied with Alakazam as well. But for Scisor's case, regular Scizor is fantastic. Choice Band, Aqua Berry to prevent a kill from a fire move. You can run Scarfed as well. While regular Scizor, you usually run a bulkier set, Swords Dance perhaps. It can be a Defogger, Pivot Pokemon, and it can set up and sweep at the end. But regular Scizor can do all of that plus a Choice Band, or a Life Orb, or an Aqua Berry. Things that can make it even do more damage than regular Scizor, or take less damage than regular Scizor as well.
Alright, fair enough. Okay, so who do you, out of the people coming into this league, who do you fear battling? Who are you not looking forward to your matchups against?
Well, I mean, I guess the argument is CJ because he's the only person in the second season that successfully beat me twice. I gotta give it to him. He's got the up on me now. I know there's a lot of new coaches this season. I'm honestly not that afraid of anyone. I know Jack is always a great battler. I usually beat Jack, but there's a couple. There's only like 6 returning players, while there are about 8 new ones. So I can't really make a big argument there. There's definitely some underdogs in this league, though. So I guess CJ, but I still want to battle CJ and beat him this time.
So I guess that, like, obviously you fear battling him, but you would also say with the next question that he's somebody you're actually looking forward to battling.
Oh yeah, I do want to beat CJ. I want to beat that boy. Man, a couple guys I want to battle. Sir Squire, he's a coach of the Broadway Blastoise. I've battled him once. I beat him on a UU battle, but he's pretty cool. He's a nice, chill dude. I definitely want to battle Jack. And RG, and he's kind of a squirrely player. He'll either do really good or really poor in a season. So if he's doing really well, I definitely want to get a chance to fight RG at his best. And Spencer, I want to get a chance to battle again because I know when we fought, he wasn't in the it wasn't the best time for Spencer. He kind of rushed together a team, and I was able to take advantage of that. But I want to see Spencer as the Spencer who beat Trev in the D League.
Yeah, true. I gotcha. I think definitely it's that thing where there's so many new people that you want to kind of take them all and see how they go.
Yeah.
To be fair. And obviously, last question. I kind of want to do this both ways. Cause, like, obviously, with this question, a lot of people would have said themselves because they want to back themselves. But I want a bit more of an open response here because I know that you think you're going to be the champion, which is fine. I completely understand that you need to have that confidence going into the season. But if there was anybody else that could challenge you for becoming champion this season, who do you think it could be?
I hate to say it, but I don't want to say CJ, just because he already got his season. I want to see Jack do really well. So if I had to give it to someone, I give it to Jack. That's not myself.
I mean, obviously, like, yeah, if you had the choice, you would say yourself, because you need to have that confidence going into it. You need to say, like, yeah, I can win, I will win, and all that jazz. So that's good. Well, that is basically going to do it for our little interview here, Adam. Thank you so much for sitting down with me over some glasses of milk and having this jolly good chat.
Oh, yeah?
If you guys want to check out more stuff from Adam, definitely go over to his channel to see that. He will also be doing his draft analysis soon, as the draft is happening really soon for the UBC boys. Hopefully you get all the things you want, but we all know Snipe City is real. Best luck also in the D League. Check out that on his channel, guys. He's doing quite well in the D League so far. But that's basically going to do it for us. More interviews are coming, guys, and then also we have the draft as well as power rankings to look forward to. So for now, though, anything you want to say before we go, Adam?
I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna beat CJ, and I'm gonna beat Jack.
Well, pipe dreams are great. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for us. This is the Verd and the Bee's Knees And we out this bitch.